Plaintiff Laura Bonenkamp was married to the defendant, and they have 6 sons. Laura claims throughout their marriage, the defendant had a difficult time being faithful, and she finally called it quits after he cheated with her cousin. Laura's suing her ex-husband today for rent, a loan, and bail money. Defendant Kevin Bonenkamp says Laura constantly accused him of cheating, despite the fact that he was completely faithful throughout their marriage. Kevin admits that he owes Laura some money, but he feels she's suing him for more than he owes.
All rise. This court is now in session. The Honorable Judge Greg Mathis presiding. You may now be seated.
Prove your case.
This is my ex-husband, Kevin. We were married in 1993, which we had 6 sons together.
You had how many?
6 sons.
When did you divorce?
Actually, this year it was finalized.
Okay. So 17 years, 6 kids. All right. A child every 3
other
years.
about.
It's not bad. All right. Go ahead.
And throughout our marriage, I'm sorry to say so, but he had trouble, excuse me for saying this, but keeping his thing in his pants. So
when did he have extra time?
he would find it, let me tell you.
Or energy?
Yeah, exactly. And in 1995, I was pregnant with our 3rd son, and he called me from work and said he had to work late, which he never did. So I was like, okay. I drove up there to see, because I was like, this is weird. I drove up to his work. He wasn't there. And so I started driving around looking for him at all the hangouts all his buddies hung out at, and found him in a bar, sitting next to one of my best friends. It was like deer in the headlight look. And
did you approach him?
Yeah, I slapped him off his chair. I was pregnant. I had hormones
What did
raging.
she do, run?
No, she just sat there like, and the bouncer started coming over, so I just took off.
All right. So did you ultimately speak with them about that?
Yeah, I spoke to him with his stuff out in the front yard.
You spoke to him through a loudspeaker?
Pretty much. I had all his stuff out in the front yard and said, get out. So he was out for a few weeks.
What about your friend? Did they admit that there was something going on?
Yeah, she said that he was trying to pursue her and that she was trying to deflect all of this, and she was just as guilty as he was, so she wasn't my friend anymore.
Okay. Was that what caused the breakup?
No.
There was some more?
No, there's more.
All right, we'll give him a chance to address that. We'll let you tell the rest. Then we'll get to the loan you're suing him over, sir.
We were just friends and we were at the bar having a drink. That was it.
Okay, did she smack you off the stool?
Yeah, she came in, slapped me around and stuff. And
did you ask why?
Yeah, she automatically accused me of cheating.
All right. Had you told her you were staying late for work?
Yeah.
But you did something different. Mm-hmm. And what was different, and what ended up being different was having drinks with her good friend.
Yeah.
So you lied to her in order to have drinks with her good friend.
Yeah.
Okay, no, we don't think anything was going on. Nobody would. Why would you think that, man?
Because I have a mental problem, obviously.
That's because he lied to have drinks with your friend?
Yep. And deer in the headlight look kind of gave it away. So.
What? Oh, all right. Go ahead. One other incident I'll give you, because it sounds like you may be loaded up today.
Well, he was gone for like 3 weeks, and I'm sorry. I promise I'll never do it again. And about less than a year later, I heard him over the phone talking to one of his coworkers, and it was not just coworker conversation. I just kind of sat back and I was like, okay, I'm not going to jump to conclusions. So I went up and I asked her. She's like, well, he told me he was leaving you and all this other stuff. So I confronted him then, and he said, he's like, no, she's pursuing me. I have nothing to do with that. No, not at all. But I had already heard him first. Mm-hmm. And I confronted him then. He was like, I promise I'll never talk to her again and all this. Okay, so a few years later, he was good, had 3 more kids, and it was like 2006. We jumped to 2006, so now we have a total of 6 kids. And my cousin, he's having an affair with my cousin. So
it's not having an affair.
Yes, it was an affair. So he's in front of me.
How did you find that out?
Oh, he's in front of me with a car, and I'm behind him in my car, and I'm trying to call him to tell him that we need to go to the store before we go home. He's on his phone. He's not clicking over. You know how you can click over. Mm-hmm. Okay, so I'm like, what is he doing? So finally we get home. We just go straight home. I'm like, who were you talking to that you couldn't, switch over? He's like, I wasn't talking on my phone. My phone flew behind the seat, and I couldn't get to it. I'm behind him. I see him on the phone. So I'm like, really? So I grab the phone. I hit redial, and it's my cousin. Her direct line at work.
Did you speak to her?
Oh yeah, she's
did
like,
she say?
you need to ask your husband.
Oh. You want to explain that?
Oh, and Your Honor, I mean, I was traveling out of town and stuff, and I wouldn't answer the phone. She'd accuse me of cheating. It was always, I was cheating. Her cousin was having a hard time in her marriage. I was having a hard time in my marriage. We were talking on the phone. That was it. We never met in person, anything. We were talking on the phone.
You want to give some background before we get to the loan and bail money?
I mean, when we got married, the first few years were good. And then I started having to travel out of town for work and stuff. And if I wouldn't answer the phone, she'd automatically accuse me of cheating. I'd come home on the weekend. My stuff would be out in the driveway as soon as I'd be pulling in.
How many times does that happen?
Oh, numerous times. Then we'd talk a little bit, and then we'd be back together right away.
But she set your things out numerous times.
Yes. And then, you know, it
You
just
come
went
home
back
from
and
work
forth.
wanting to lay on the couch and relax. Couch will be gone. Or whatever it is you
Yeah, my clothes would be out in the driveway, out in the front lawn,
All right.
wherever. And
Why did you all finally divorce?
we'd been separated for quite a few years, but it was finalized this year. The divorce was finalized.
When did you all first separate?
Back in 06.
Was it that incident regarding what she believed to be her cousin?
Yes.
All right. How does he owe you for a loan, rent, and bail money?
Just want to say, my cousin did admit the affair, so,
Ooh.
and he did too later on.
Did he?
Anyway,
No.
so in 06, November 6th, we broke up in the summer. I bought my own home in November of 06. I had a basement apartment, and he was living with friends and would never give me money. You know, so I was like, okay, he needed a place to live, asked if he could live in the basement. He could see the kids, pay me $500 a month. I was like, you know what? This is the way I can get money. I'll jump him on the day he gets his check. Okay, so right off the bat, he couldn't pay me the first month's rent, which was January of 07. January 07, he moved in. I have every statement thereof. I even floated him the first month. And then the second month, I'm unable to pay 400 of the 500, and he would sign all these and date them. I'm unable to pay March, $200. Anyway, so on and so on. It added up to $3,500. And my son, Logan, our oldest son here, he was there for twice when he signed these, two times. So right there. Those are all signed. And by May of 2008, I had enough, $3,500. I put his stuff back out on the driveway, and that was it. That was it for that one.
That's your favorite move, isn't it?
It was.
The driveway
Bolt
move.
the door.
This
That's
is
just for the
just for rent?
Yep.
All right, because I didn't have a chance to read each document.
Yeah,
Let's see that.
Okay. This was for a medical bill, and then this right here is for bond.
Okay, let's go over the medical bill. I didn't hear that.
He got hurt at work, and he asked me to borrow $500 so he could get the medication for the painkiller, the antibiotic, the shots. So I gave him the money for that.
And the loan for bail money.
The bail money was just this January. He wasn't going to be able to give me my child support or anything like that unless I bonded him out. And it was a mistake. I will say that on his favor. It was a mistake. He really didn't have a suspended license. The DMV actually did screw something up.
Yeah.
So
and he was to pay you $945 back.
Yes,
And he has not?
Yep.
All right. All right, sir, what do you want to tell me about the rent, the doctor's visit, and bailing you out of jail?
On the rent part of it, you know, I was paying rent. I was giving her cash. It was my stupidity, I'll say, because I wasn't getting receipts from her. I don't think I owe her that much money. I don't remember signing half of them statements that she's got up there.
What about the medical?
The medical, yes, I did borrow that from her. I thought I paid most of that back already. She's saying I didn't. And again, I didn't, I never got any receipts from it.
And when was the divorce?
The divorce, well, that was in 2006 that we split. But the divorce was final April 2010. Right here. I have the divorce decree.
Yes. Does that divorce decree address these rental agreements that you had?
No.
I know it doesn't. And I'll tell you why. Does it address these medical expenses that you have?
No.
I know it doesn't, and I'll tell you why. When you're married, you cannot sue each other over money matters because you have joint assets. They belong to both of you. You can't sue your husband because he's not bringing in enough groceries. You can't sue and say, I want to sue my husband for $500 because I spent $600 on the food. You can't say, husband, you shorted me $500. I need another $500 for bills. And the husband says, no, I think I'm going to take this to the bar and spend it at the bar on your cousin.
Right in.
You can't then say, I'm going to sue you for $500, husband.
Okay.
Because you didn't bring that $500. The courts would be lined around the corner if women could go to court and sue their husbands for spending the household money in a manner in which they don't approve.
I understand what you're saying. I got an attorney, and we drew up documents, and you can ask him. He signed off on that house, even though we were legally separated.
Where's the attorney's agreements, ma'am?
I didn't bring it with me. He knows I signed it.
All right. And if you had an attorney who drafted agreements between the two of you before you were divorced, that attorney is guilty of malpractice. You need to get your money back, and you need to sue him for more money. Got me?
Okay.
All right. Tell me about the bail.
I haven't paid any of that back yet.
The bail occurred after the decree.
Right.
You all weren't married.
No.
This is the only thing that would be legally binding. Judgment for the plaintiff.
He knows.
We're just basically the only time I'm going to be talking to her is, about the kids and giving her the child support that I have to do.
Yep, he's got away with it.